Hey, 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 this is your recap auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Char. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. How you doing? You doing good? Who me? I'm is. We are here, honey, to do a lunch break recap with Beyond the Gates. It's quick, it's fast, and it's easy. We do reenactments, we do recaps, and we do reactions, baby. Episode 84, season 2, baby. We are here to have a good time. It's Friday, and I cannot wait. All right, all right. Before we get started, I forgot to mention this in my intro, but y'all know that this week is this month actually is my birthday month. So if you feel like a blessing that you want to be a blessing to your auntie, my Cash App is right here on the screen, or feel free to bless me with a what is it, a super chat. All right, all right. Now let's get started. All right, we open up at the red door, baby. We see Naomi showing up at her cousin's house, Smitty, and while she's there, Martin stepped away, and so Naomi was sending Ashley a text says, "I'm at Martin and Smitty's house to see what Smitty knows. You all right?" So she apologized for the impromptu drop in. Don't y'all hate when people just drop in without letting you know? Anyway, he said, "No worries, it's cool." She's like, "Oh, don't even try that, honey. I know that Chelsea and Kat have been all number one cousins on this side of town because they've been helping Sam with her cotillion look." So he says, "Well, I'm sorry to tell you, cuz, but Smitty ain't here." "Oh, well, where is he at?" She says, "Like with dinner at work. What's the tea?" He said, "Beats me, baby. Little, I don't even know shit about him. All shit, he could be hanging out with some criminals. I wouldn't know a thing." So we're back at the motel, and so we're back with Jacob and Grayson talking. So he said, "Look, I made sure that I wasn't followed. What gives you the fucking right that you could just show up on my door, bang on my fucking door, and screaming that I'm undercover?" Oh my God. I wouldn't be like that if you would have told me this at the beginning. So Jacob looks behind him and Smitty is right there, standing in the damn bathroom doorway, and Grayson sees his ass. And damn Grayson got some scissors and he asked Smitty, "Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Hey, who the fuck is this the bop bop?" "Thank you for indulging my cravings. Well, how did you know I wouldn't go to the end of the earth just for you, girl?" Carlton and Nicole are at Orphe Jean's, honey, about to have a seat. I think this is the scene where that writer lady, the author lady, whoever this famous lady is going to be sitting beside them, and she come out, "I want to have one of them." I think this is the scene. We'll see what this is about, honey. So they're having small talk as they sit down. I was paying attention to the little girl who's the extra. I ain't never seen her as a waitress before. "Hey, little girl with the ponytails and glasses, you better have a spot on this show." Yeah, well, enough with the snappy, the sound, the silly talk. I guess it would get you nowhere. She's telling that to Carlton. I have no idea what he was talking about. Huh? So she's looking at the menu. I don't even know why I even bother. I always get the same damn thing. He says, "Well, I'm wide open for everything except for the macadamia pie." Macadamia pie, which reminds me of Maui, which makes me think of Ted's bait and switch. He says, which ruined my original plan. "I may have started with him, but I ended up right here with you." "Why the long face, honey? Don't tell me you've stopped seeing that fine ass Abtech." This is Shanice talking to Ashley, because Ashley made it to work, and Ted comes over there. Everybody's at their nurse's station where they always have all the conversation. He says, "Ladies." "Hey, Ted," Ashley says, and Shanice gives some shade, honey. She says, "Dr. Richardson, mother, how does champagne, chocolate covered strawberries, and the perfect massage sound?" Ted says. She's like, "Honey, just like the perfect way to kick this long day to the curb." He says, "Oh, really? Well, everything will be waiting for us in my suite whenever you get off." "Oh," she says, "I'm sorry. Did it sound like I was going to your damn hotel?" "What you just described is the perfect way for me, myself, and I to relax. I ain't got no room service, but I do have some spa credit that I can use." He was like, "Shanice, what's wrong?" She's, "Honey, thanks for that fabulous idea." So she comes back and starts typing on her laptop, and then Ashley was like, "Bitch, when you turn them down, baby, it's lights the fuck out, girl. I wish that I could learn that much from you, honey." Shanice was like, "Honey, do you need to?" Ashley was like, "Girl, you ain't the only one with man troubles around here." Okay, so we're at Danielle's house, the little palace. And so she comes downstairs with a t-shirt and bra on and panties. And so she hears Andre was like, "Yeah, I'll drop the pin when I get there, all right? And we'll make the exchange, when I get there." And so she's listening to him on the phone. And make sure that you sanitize the itinerary, he says. I don't want no eyes on this shit. So he hangs up and she said, babe, oh, she hit the door. Oh, hey, baby, how long you been standing there? She was like, long enough to be intrigued. He was like, look, don't be. It was just an assignment, okay? Interesting. You want me to think photography, but it sounds like a whole lot more than just counterintelligence. What now? Window, make the exchange, sanitize the itinerary. It all sounds like very Mission Impossible, Andre. Is my wife really accusing me of being a spy? He says. She says, I am onto you, Andre. I mean, after this gorgeous, carefree exterior of yours, you could be packing a major secret. Fine, you got me, he says. Too bad this confession self destructs in about 30 seconds. Blah, 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 Dre. So she gets them both some wine, and so he says, for me? She says, yeah, whoever you may be. She said, all jokes aside, you could be a fucking secret agent. I mean, you fit in everywhere. You notice everything. Not to mention you adopted the whole nomadic lifestyle for a while, girl. So that's where the afros was coming from. Danny wants to paint a picture about him being a damn spy. So she says, "Let me paint the picture." So it's story time. So we do a story time of she dressed like damn Pam Greer. And he dressed like the fuck he looked like a old ass Teddy Pendergrass. Why y'all? Why? Okay, I was just saying yesterday that this was getting good. This fucking little Afro shit is corny as fuck. I'm sorry. This are y'all running out of stories with Danny and Andre? Is it getting? I mean, you all of a sudden she just flipped to him. I'm on lunch. Let me go ahead and before I get back, so I clock back in. But this is corny as fuck. Shit. You're too handsome to be this shy. What's your name? Cam Aura. Camera. What's your name? Foxy Mama. Be beguiling. I'm not gonna go through this shit. We're gonna wait till the next scene. We are not gonna go through this bullshit. They have this old fucking small talk. He talking about he shoots men's panties and for some type of catalog. He says underwear, but y'all say y'all know I be saying pants. I am not. I mean, is all. Oh, hey, what about this sweet thing? Is all the Cinnabons in here just as sweet as you is? We not, y'all. We not sweet, hot, and sweet temptation. I heard that the McMuffin Guffin was really good. I ain't thought that was a real thing. Word, the truth is, baby, but nothing is as tasty as me. This is her talking. I'm trying to not pick up this microphone, but I need some content. They talk about bread talk, pumpernickel. You have the small dough. It's right here, and then she got reached from some money out of her boot. Her what is it? Those bell bottom pants, and you'll find a chip inside, like he's some type of secret agent. It's some bullshit. Hey, Miss Beguiling, there's something you should know. He takes off his damn shades all slow. He got a patch over his fucking eye. you're not, you're not Cam Aura. You're Cam Richardson. I mean, you're Andre Richardson, the world famous photographer. Yes, and there's something else you should know. I'm buttering both sides of the bread, Mom. Jesus. Baby, I'm as clean as a non-stick pan. I'm under arrest. I've been caught clean that. Sugar, I'm the one that works for Orphe Jean because he said he worked for Orphe Jean. Well, if we on the same side, baby, what's with all the mystery? Orphe Jean, baby, is a huge romantic. I guess she knew that we will blend better than peaches and cream. Yeah, we both are real tasty. What is that about you being tasty? Why don't you find out for yourself? Back to real life, Andre was like, "You could have fantasized about anything, but you made me a damn underwear men's photographer from Iowa." She's like, "Well, that was just the cover, boo. That was, I mean, the most important part was that you were able to, you turned out to be a double agent who gets the girl." He was like, "Well, yeah, that was my favorite part, baby." Back at the hospital, Shanice is telling Ashley like Ted defended Leslie to her. He got some problem because he don't realize that that girl is she's prancing around like she's some mental patient that just escaped from her room. He keeps taking up for Leslie. So Ashley was like, "Girl, I'm sorry." And Shanice says, "Girl, so what's going on with Grayson?" So while they're talking, Leah comes up. So she was like, "Girl, she coming." Chief, what can we help you with, girl? Shanice, can you take this to Dr. Richardson? Ashley was like, "Oh, I'll do that for you." Leah was like, "No, bitch. I need to have you catch me. up on another matter. So Shanice takes it, and so Ashley asked Leah, so which patient did you want to discuss? And so Leah was like, ain't no patient, bitch. I have questions about your boyfriend. So we're back at the motel, which is really what I want to see. And Grayson still has the scissors up, pointing it towards Smitty. So Jacob tells him, put them shits down. He's not a threat, all right? Until he tells me who he is. The last new guy I met left a hole in my gut. I'm Bradley Smith. I'm an investigative reporter for the Washington Record. My friends call me Smitty. We're in-laws. He knows I've been undercover. So Grayson was like, so you using me for a story? Is that it? You get your name in the paper, and then you come up the ranks as a hero detective? Is that the fuck what? This is a misunderstanding. Grayson was like, look, your ass was posing as a bad cop, and now you want me to believe that you're a good cop? Whatever. This is no personal glory. I want to dismantle this thing. Every day that this plasma ring goes up, more people are being exploited and tossed to the side, while others struggle to receive the access that they need. Like your mammy. Smitty's helping me shine a light on this shit so it never happens again, alright? Them letting him know just proves even more that he needs to call his father and ask Elon what needs to be done next. That's exactly what he needs to do instead of trying to handle shit himself. Because them letting Grayson know it was a bad idea. You can trust him. Smitty talks to Grayson. He was like, "You remember Max, right? I mean, he's how this whole thing started. No, Smitty, your ass was the one." So Smitty and Grayson have a little chit chat. He was like, you helped Max get away. Jacob told me that you was a really decent guy. You just got caught up in that bullshit. So Grayson was like, fuck y'all. I don't want my name in this shit all at all. I'm taking my mom and we skedaddling. I'm out. Jacob was like, it ain't that easy. I don't care what you think is easy. I'm leaving. Take one more step and I'm gonna arrest your ass. So we're back at Orphe Jeans. Carlton is talking about how Nicole whipped his ass on the drag race, platform and track. So he sees the girl who I was talking about earlier. I thought she was an author, but she's clearly a culinary food critic. So he's like, "Don't move, don't look." So Nicole was like, "Well, you know that when the person tells you don't do it, you have the opposite effect." Wait a minute, we have a culinary VIP in our midst. Sonny Anderson just entered our midst. Don't be so obvious, because Nicole started looking around. Shit. It could be one of those incognito, I'm just kidding, incognito food critic situations. So don't look, don't. Doubtful. She has been here before. Come on, let's go say hi. He's scared as fuck. He don't want to go over there at all to talk to Sonny. So they go over there. She was like, Dupree, meaning Sonny. I mean, not Sonny Dupree. Sonny is entered. Nicole and Carlton introduced themselves, and so she heard Nicole says Dupree. She's like, "Wait a minute, Dupree, as in Senator Dupree, Vernon Dupree? Girl, tell that man thank you for me. That back in the day, girl, when we was doing our top 5 restaurants, that man sat in this restaurant, honey, and gave me his last scoop of peach cobbler. Wait a minute, you ate his last scoop, girl." She's like, it was like the last one here. She said, "It was so good, girl. My crew and I, we forgot to take the hero shots in." So she talked about the Drew Barrymore show. I guess she's on there. Yeah, she says this is where she stops whenever she's in town. It's a good way to tap things off, honey. And he's like, "Well, it was very lovely to meet you," because they was about to depart. "Nice to meet you too." She did good with her lines. Go ahead, Sonny. So Nicole was like, "I don't know about that peach cobbler, honey, but this cherry crumbler looked like it's calling my name." "Well, how could you say that when the world's greatest recipe is sitting right here on my table, the banana pudding?" She slid that shit aside, Nicole did. She said, "Hi, right now my mouth is craving something really sweet tonight." He was like, "Oh shit, we can't have that here." She said, "Well, motherfucker, you need to hurry the fuck up so you can get me to bed." I mean, that was weird. So they threw the money on the table and left the dessert right there. So they left, and then Sonny was like telling the waitress, "Girl, I think I need to switch up my order, honey. I need that pudding in that damn crumble." So we're back at the red door, and Martin tells Naomi, like, "Look, I'm way past waiting up for Smitty's ass since he's been back to work, honey." And Naomi was like, "Well, usually it's him waiting up for you, right?" So they have back and forth conversation about, being married to these people who are in businesses that how do you cope with trying not to worry, about what they're doing, especially now with Martin not knowing all of the information and details of what Smitty is reporting on, which I feel like he should tell Martin, because Martin, who the fuck Martin's gonna tell? He should have told his husband. I can see why Jacob didn't tell Naomi to keep her protected, but he wound up doing it. But Smitty should have definitely told Martin. So we find out that, of course, she was over there to ask him about where Smitty was and stuff, but she also wanted to talk to him about him running for Senate, being a senator. So she says, I know why you shouldn't do it, but why should you? He said he loves to help people. He know he can't take up back what happened that night and even all of the threats that Kenny did, but he likes to help people and himself. She was like, yeah, I understand. If I weren't a lawyer, I don't know what I would be. She said, but she's still really worried about his ass. That's a grander stage. It's a bigger stage. She don't know what's going to happen to him. And he's like, I'm not worried about it. Granddaddy got all of that in check. So they just did a little bit more small talk. He asks her about the cotillion. She was like, yeah, I can't believe it's already here. I was shaking in my boots when I was here and doing it, my chance. And so he was like, is Jacob going to be there? Probably not, but we're going to be all right. They're going to maybe do a double date once both of their men's are back to being normal lives. Anyway, we're back at the hospital with Ted. And so Shanice with her old evil ass, delivery from Chief Whitmore. She just throws it on his desk and leaves. So he was like, can you stay for a minute, please? He tells her that he had a whole mystery dinner planned for later because he knows how much she likes that shit. But he says, I think that we really do need to clear the air. I mean, I know that you're ticked off about Dana, but if you really think that I was siding with her in any kind of way, I wasn't. So she said, well, how the fuck can you explain that then? What am I supposed to think when you clearly still have feelings for a woman who clearly tried to destroy your fucking life? He was like, feelings for her? Have you lost your damn mind? Damn, Ted. He didn't say damn, but that's what I said. She's extreme. Shanice is not ready to date him, especially since they're all in that same, vicinity. It's just not gonna work. Anyway, we're at the nurse's station, and Ashley is talking with Leah. You were right about dating and working together was a bad idea. We broke up. Turns out that we really never knew each other at all. So she got a text. Not a text, it was a alert on their iPad. So she has to go there and change an IV in room 6. Go. Faster response time means happier patients, Leah says, and Ashley runs real quickly off. So Leah's looking at her phone. Smart move, she sends him a text, getting Nurse Morgan to dump your ass. Back in the motel room, Jacob told Grayson to put his hands down because remember he told him, if you leave another step, I'm going to definitely arrest your ass. So Grayson asks for some water. So Grayson goes to the other room and gets a bottled water, and so he's checking his phone from Leah. So in the meantime, Jacob is telling Smitty, take your ass home. Martin and the kids can really use you. I mean, okay, the second that you hear something, I'll text you. Okay, I'll text you. Okay, so that is what we got. I know Cynthia and Peace Angel had mentioned that. How did Grayson know that Jacob was at the hotel room? Because he had told him before, in case of emergency, to always come to the hotel. So that's how he knew where he was at. Because all of us was questioning, how the fuck Grayson know? So yeah. So Grayson was like, what else I don't know? He's like, just like what you did when you put things in motion for Ashley. And you put my wife in it too. He was like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Ashley was the only person I can trust. What I supposed to just bleed myself out to death? She's the only one that I can trust, and you have to believe that I never wanted to get her involved, okay? Or put your wife at risk. I thought I did. He didn't have no other choice. Grayson was like, I thought I was making a smart move by making some extra cash so I could really take care of my mom. I couldn't take away the Parkinson's, but at least I could put her ass in a, nice facility by making deliveries and cash on every drop. I know that's right. What were you delivering? Grayson said, at first I ain't no shit. The places that they sent me were all legit. My thing is this. You've been working for at least a whole year. You ain't save up no money. Because you working, in the lab and you've been doing this for at least a year. How much money are you trying to? Well, I'm not going to sneeze on those facilities because those facilities are expensive as fuck. So but goodness gracious. So he thought that when he took the job, he thought that the cash that it was, the under the table money. Y'all know about that under the table money. I've been paid that a lot of times. He said he thought that was just, some money he can use to dodge the tax people. But nothing crime, he thought. So when did you find out it was plasma? He says when they asked me to start stealing that shit. At first I told their asses no. Hell no. But so we found out they threatened his mama. And so, he had no other choice. He had to do it. They can punish me by hurting my mom. Jacob's like, look, honey, I ain't gonna let that happen. I ain't gonna let it happen. Just like you stopped me for getting stabbed, he said to Jacob. And now, Ashley, she looks at me like a complete stranger. Pity where all possibility used to be. That's a line. She looks at him with pity. But it is Jacob's fault because he changed the drop spot, you know. He wanted to change the script, and they ain't like that shit. He tells him that she dumped him. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I ain't know. Grace was like, fuck you. You act like you didn't care. You wanted me to end things with her on day one. So he was like, in hindsight, I don't blame you. I'm not even the man that she thought I was. Well, don't worry about that shit. Hindsight is 2020. Right now, you gotta look forward. How you cooperate. So because he still want that name. So Grayson did answer my question. He said, "I'll give you anything you wanted right now." Really? Who the fuck is she? What? But first, I'm gonna need something from you. Grayson says. I want to just fast forward everything else and go to this plot line. I don't give a fuck about Nicole, fucking Carlton. I don't give a fuck about Danny and Andre. And I just don't give a fuck about Ted and Shanice. I want to fast forward and go straight to this. And I just might do that today because all this other filler stuff is some bull. So he says, and it's a non-negotiable. Grayson tells him he wants immunity. All my mom had. And if I go away, I can't take care of her. Done. Now who is she? Grayson was like, fuck that. I want that shit in writing. Look, man, my word is good. My dad is the chief of police. Grayson was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. You could have told me the truth this whole time. Why didn't you? Wait a minute, man. You think I'm still working both sides? Look, you got a habit. You gotta well, he says it's he says you've got to have enough on Ren by now, don't you? How the fuck is he still walking free after he put that hit out on Max and all the other guys who work for him, huh? Because if I pull the trigger too soon, the top dogs scatter and set up shop somewhere else. The guy at the very top? Jacob was like, yeah, the impaler. Do you know the fuck he is? No. There wasn't exactly employee in orientation. Damn. Grayson is a smart ass. But that doesn't mean that you're not closer than you think. Your contact at the hospital could be the direct contact with the impaler. That's why I need to know who the fuck she is. Grayson was like, fuck that. Immunity first, name second. Period. So Jacob was like, fine, I gotta know a prosecutor, I got you. Now we're back with Danny and Andre telling stories. I'm gonna fast forward through this, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all like she's a waitress at the damn thing and I can't. Y'all hear me pressing. I got to get back to work anyway. It's just this whole little dumb storyline. Let me see what Martin and damn Smitty talking about because Smitty's finally home at the rear door. So as Smitty's walking in the door, he looks numb. So Martin was like, "Hey, I thought you was working late. Something has shifted. Where's Samantha and Tyrell?" Mark was like, "Hey, they had a cotillion practice. He's so happy." And Smitty is not there. So Martin's talking about the punishment that Tyrell is under. We know that's a quote unquote talking about it might not be the parental win as they thought, because he's able to be off of his punishment as long as he is honoring his commitment to the cotillion. So he was like, I mean, he still gets to see Jessica. Yeah, maybe you're right, Smitty said. Yeah, Naomi stopped by. She was looking for you. We got so busy catching up, I forgot to even ask what she wanted. Wait a minute. Naomi came by for me? So Martin is going on and on about have you eaten? You want some wine? You look hungry? What's going on? And Smith is like, yeah, yeah. He's like, baby, talk to me. What's the tea? This is the same thing that Martin took us through last year when he was going through some stuff and Smitty was begging him to talk to him. So Smitty was like, "Look, what I need is not to think about anything, not think about campaigns, journalism, nothing." And so Martin was like, "All right, we can do that shit. Okay." So Martin said, "I got you. I got the perfect distraction." So back at Ted's office, he was honest with Shanice. He says, "I do have feelings for Dana." Yeah, of course. That's his baby mama. Yeah, he does. And they did have a moment in time when they had a thing going on. Yeah. He says it's actually inescapable. She was like, finally, you finally admitted that shit. He says, crushingly regret. That's what I feel. Down to the hell regret. Biggest and loudest mistake I've made years ago. Honey is floating around here reminding me about something that happened decades ago. Shanice in her Crocs, she was like, look, I would believe your ass if you hadn't fucked her again. And this was after she showed you exactly who she was. Maybe that's just evidence that of that strong ass power she got over you. Like you're under one of her little spells. He was like, look, the only influence that I was under booze, honey. At that moment, I had sunken as low as I possibly could. I had just lost Nicole and I was reaching for the bottle. Okay, I'm laughing because y'all know he about that bullshit. She says, and your ass reached for Leslie's ass too. He was like, look, what do you want me to say? All right. I was in a dark place, a place where you pulled me from. So she said, okay, well, what if we get into a knockdown, drag out fucking fight, and damn it, you go to the damn, uptown and get pissy drunk, and then you go to the Bowmans and Leslie show up in one of them damn get ups and her wigs, babe. You gonna do that shit again? Are your ass gonna get up and go? Are you gonna skedaddle? Or you gonna just continually just feed it to her nonsense? I had a bad night. I'm not a bad man, and I'm never letting myself get pulled into that mess again. I don't believe your ass. Excuses, excuses, excuses. She said, but that shit ain't true because you will always be tied together because of Eva. He said, yes, we do share Eva, yes. But you're the only woman that I want to be with, he says. She says, why the fuck does our bed feel so damn crowded? And I'm going to take a picture of her face. I haven't done no weird faces all week. I ain't gonna do a lot of pictures in this video because this about that bullshit. But I'm gonna take a picture of this crazy looking face of hers right now. She talking about why they bed feels so crowded, baby. And then the next scene we hear that's Carlton with his shirt wide fucking open, and Nicole had pushed him on her bed, baby. I give sound effects. So she takes off her dress. How do you get to be so damn sexy? She jumps on him and just tongues him down again. Shit! He was kissing on her arm and down her neck, and she's like, don't stop. And so Carlton says, my beautiful Nicole. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And then we look up and it's Ted kissing on her neck. My beautiful Nicole. He's like, fuck! Oh my God. She's thinking about Ted, y'all. I told y'all next year, a year from now, they're going to be back together. So that was the first time we ever seen them kiss in the damn, well, they didn't kiss on the mouth, but he was kissing on her chest and her neck and stuff. So she jumps up so Carlton was like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm sorry, there's something going on. She's like, oh, it's embarrassing. I just got a leg cramp. Y'all, I ain't gonna. How many of y'all dealt with leg cramps? Maybe not you, but your significant other. Have you? I I'm not gonna say it's me. That's all I'm gonna say. So he says, I can rub it for you. Oh, I have a better idea. She throws her hair back and again. So I haven't really paid shit attention to Danny and Andre today, and that's not good. Anyway, we meet them in their bedroom. So he confesses to her that he has a commercial shoot that he's doing for this K-pop group. So she was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah. So she was like, oh, damn, how many days I'm going to have to miss you? And he was like, none. You can come on with me. She was like, okay. He was like, really? Oh, shit. You ain't said nothing about a thing. So, so he was like, okay. He picked up this phone. Why am I picking up my phone? Like, he's like, all right. My little adventurer, Tokyo and damn Korea, here we come. She's like, Tokyo too? Did you book a job there? So we find out that she's like, did you book a job there? He says, no. Tokyo Fashion Week. He actually booked an opportunity for them to be on the front row to see the Chelsea Cat brand premiere in the Tokyo Fashion Week. Ain't that dope? Dre, you alright until you are not an international spy. You are the best hubby wubby in the whole wide world. Yeah, he is. He's pretty dope. So we're back at the hospital. Ashley is asking her bestie because Naomi showed up. Girl, how did it go? Naomi tells her Smitty ain't no shit. I mean, Martin ain't no shit because Smitty wasn't there. So yeah, you. So she tells her, girl, ain't nothing been popping off in this hospital. So it won't be quiet as quiet when you get home, Naomi tells her. It ain't gonna be that quiet. So we found out that Naomi was like, I'm gonna stay with you. Are you gonna stay with me, girl? So Ashley was like, thanks, but I'm gonna work overnight here. I'm not going home. Well, just text me while you're leaving work or if anything happens while you're here, Naomi tells her. Promise? Promise. So Shanice comes back to the nurse's station. So Ashley asks her, did her and Ted work things out? She said, bitch, no, I laid down the gauntlet. So we're gonna see if he wants to pick things up back with me, or if his heart still is stuck in the past. Now we've seen Nicole has. What has brought that on all of a sudden? I'm just wondering about that. What's brought this fantasizing about Ted kissing all over your neck? Is it the anniversary, you know? So we're back at the motel, and this is Jacob giving the phone to Grayson so he can talk to that fine ass Elon about the immunity that he wants. So they sent that shit right away. He can do DocuSign and and everything on that damn immunity file, you know. So Jacob was like, I kept my end of the bargain. Now it's time for you to keep yours. My contact at the hospital is Leah Whitmore, chief of staff. Damn. So we're back at the red door, and the men are doing their waltz because Martin had told him that he wanted to take his mind off of things, and so Smitty is teaching him how to waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm playing this on mute while I'm watching this. I'm not going through all this shit. And it is helping Smitty to be distracted. And so now, who's calling him on his phone? Unknown. So it's probably uh Jacob calling him on his phone while he's dancing. Every time that boy get his mind straight, here come Jacob, just fuck it up. So we're back at the nurse's station, and Ted dropped off the paperwork that Leah wanted him to sign that Shanice gave him. So he's about to leave, and so he turns around. Oh, Leah, Leah's pops up. How's it going? She said, good. And you? You know? I mean, I sensed a little chill between you and Shanice. She did her little shoulder actions. I'm like, go ahead, Leah. She said, oh, I'm sorry if I'm overstepping. He was like, nah, nah, nah. Me and you go way back, honey. So I don't mind sharing. You know, we hit a little bump in the road, me and Shanice, because of a past mistake. You know, she's like, ah, ain't that something? Leah said. We try so hard to make a difference, but what people remember are the mistakes we made along the way. He says one bad decision that he made long time ago still puts his heart through a lot of hell. She said maybe redemption will be easier than we think, as she touched him on his right elbow. So as she leaves, he gets on the elevator. Shanice and Ashley make it back to the nurse's station. Okay, so Ted actually put the ice cream. Remember we talked about ice cream on the station where Shanice works, and says hope to talk to you soon. He has a little sticky note on the ice cream. So Ashley was like, oh, looks like Ted made his choice. You girl. She said, "Yeah, I guess it's time for me to make mine. Don't do it, girl." I think Jasmine has said that. Don't do it, because now Nicole is back thinking about Ted. It took her a whole year. Here's something gonna happen to Grayson, because now he's at Orphe Jeans and he's looking at his broke phone with Ashley's picture on it, because it went to that. And then we're back at the red door with Smitty and Martin standing still. I guess Martin got a phone call. No, they're playing something on there. It's a playing music so they can dance. And so he asked him, "Yeah, do you remember this song?" He was like, "Yeah, it's like the little dive that we were in Virginia. They was on a dance floor, baby, and then the bridal shower came in, and the whole vibe changed. And he said, not my fault. There was their entertainment that got canceled. I was probably just throwing it back and pushing it up, just having a good time, having a good laugh with each other." So they went upstairs after a hot shower, tonight. And he says, I'll give you a damn repeat performance. Martin was like, "Motherfucker, you ain't got to ask me twice." So Smitty was like, 1 second. So he knew that their phone was buzzing. So he goes to check his phone to see who happened to call. And it was two missed back to back phone calls. So he did call Jacob back. He's like, man, he did. He I saw that you called me a couple of times. I'm sorry, did he give up a name? Yeah, he did, man. Leah Whitmore. Smitty was like, what? The chief of staff at Guard? And she's like the most upstanding citizen in the society. Yeah, Jacob said. She got everybody fooled. So now we show Leah. She's getting a little spastic. She on the phone with Ren. We ain't seen him in a while either. She says she hate damn last minute changes. Do you know what it took to get that pickup scheduled? And now I have to rearrange everything on the damn fly? Yes, but I have problems that your ass don't even know about. As she's talking, she's over there looking at Ashley while Ashley's on the phone talking with she's messing on the phone, but she's talking with Shanice. There are some loose ends that I have to take care of soon. As she's looking at Ashley, why you gonna kill that girl? So we're back in the afterglow with Carlton and Nicole, and he says, I wish I can stay and have some dessert for breakfast. I mean, yeah, all you gotta do is turn over, but I got you. Too bad we left it at Orphe G. She says, he says, that's not exactly what I'm talking about, girl. He's like, I know. He was like, but I do have an early surgery, so. And I do have patience, so go. And I will see you at the hospital in the morning. I'm telling you, I think the impaler is Carlton. As each episode goes by, I think he's the impaler. These early surgeries, who has a fucking early surgery? This is like the second early surgery that he's had. Thank you for an incredible evening. I should be thanking you, he says. Because I think that he reached the insanity part because he really wanted Nicole and he wanted to do everything he could in his power to. I think this is all about Nicole. It's all about loss and change when it comes to this person who's in charge and everybody who's connected to it. So I think it's Carlton. I really do. So he says, I'll get you a glass of water before I go. And so as soon as that motherfucker leave the bedroom, she back to thinking about Ted. I think this is gonna be my damn thumbnail. Yeah. He's looking up at her saying, my beautiful Nicole. And he's actually kissing her on the mouth. Thank you, Beyond the Gates. You're listening to us, huh? 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 All right. That was the end of episode 84. Let's see what's happening next week. We see that Anita is going through her very last chemo session, and so it won't be long before she rings that bell and be on her way. So, Isaiah and Andre are talking in the gym locker room. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Isaiah was like, "Wait a minute, I thought that me and Ted were cool." Now at the hospital, Grayson is talking to Ashley, and so he tells her, "Don't be such a bitch about it." And she slapped the shit out of him. With Leah looking in the background. Back at the motel with Jacob and Naomi. Is Grayson who the one that you've been investigating? He's like, look, girl, you barking up the wrong tree. So, what happened? That was quick. Somebody had their phone all in Chelsea's face, I guess, regarding the lawsuit. And so she said, get that fucking phone out my face. So phone hit the floor. So you know that person's going to sue her for property damage or whatever. So Naomi is meeting with her father at his office, Bill's office. And so she was like, Dad, what are we dealing with here? God, Mike is back. Oh my God, I got chills. We find out that Hazel Harcourt, or whoever this person is that's suing damn uh Madison, is Mike. Y'all remember Messy Mike, nasty ass Mike used to be at Partners. He says, it's good to see you, my old friend. Go ahead, Mike, your nasty ass. I had a feeling they might bring his ass back. I was hoping that they would bring him back. So yeah, that was the end of episode number 84. Pretty decent week with only 3 shows this week. So um, didn't like today's episode. It had its great parts, but that whole memory sequence bullshit. I'm sorry, y'all. I normally give a full recap. If y'all are new here, I normally go into details, but that shit between Danny and Andre was. So let me go ahead and get this all mashed together, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.